The following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. Something is amiss in the freighter as Mickie, JJ, Kurt, Chris, and special guest Kevin try to figure out what's going on. Joe brings them further into the Halloween part of the game after the official adventure has concluded. Happy Halloween! Enjoy the podcast. Hi, and welcome to The Shed for Adventures from the Shed. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com, on iTunes, Facebook, Stitcher Radio, Google+, Yoo-hoo, if you're into that sort of thing. Yoo-hoo! That's woohoo.
What's wrong with that?
I was thinking about Yoo-hoo, the chocolate drink.
Okay.
You mean Yahoo?
Yahoo?
You said woohoo, and that's from the song, song number 2 by Blink-182?
I don't know what's going on.
Anyway, it's from Starship Troopers. That was their theme. All right, so we're way off track right at the beginning of this, but that's great because JJ had to step out for a moment, and as we're getting this episode started, he'll be able to step back in. If anybody has checked this one out on YouTube, of course, you would see him walk out, come back in, and
do a little dance
rather sexily.
Are you going to make a little love? How you going to get down tonight?
You know, you may think they're all clones, but some are bigger than others.
Upon you.
And we are going to get right back into our 2017 Halloween episode where we are now beyond the edge of the galaxy, also beyond the edge of the Empire, and beyond the edge of this beginner game. And we are
beyond
taking
the Thunderdome?
2 men enter, 1 man
Mad
leave.
Max 3.
We don't need another hero?
No, we don't need to know the way home. But since you spoke up, Mickie, you're going to get us started with who you is and who you's playing.
Who I's be?
That
Hi,
too.
everyone. I'm Mickie. I play 41 Vex, a.k.a. Sexy Vex.
Sexy Vexy. And as a good sexual nickname, Kurt had that one, which is
Yes.
nice.
Well, I turn to Kurt for all my sexual nicknames.
Yeah. Of course. Shocker. That's another nickname. And Kevin is next. You may know him as Red Shirt Kevin.
Yes.
He joins us today as a character who has not yet died.
That is right. This is actually,
The podcast is young.
What? The night is young, right? So this is Posh. He's the smuggler, the human smuggler, guys. So he's sort of a con man. So back in the action.
I don't really want to keep saying it, but I'm going to keep saying Spice.
Yes.
Because, yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. I was tired of me saying it before I said it the first time. But here I am.
That's right.
This is Chris. I'm playing Vendry, the Delusion Spy.
The Delusional Spy.
Yeah, who's going to get crazy in about
JJ
5
here?
minutes.
Is that?
I am playing
Somebody's phone is vibrating.
Lauric, the sleep, the Wookiee.
Oh,
The Wookiee.
He's awake now.
Hey, did anyone look up what the Snow Beast was called? Somebody needs to look that
The
up
what now?
at some point. The Snow Beast
The Yeti.
from
The one I'm wearing
from
is
Hoth.
our outfit now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
The one that takes Luke in the
Bantha.
gift.
Bantha.
the Hoth.
No, it's not
No,
Bantha.
it's not Bantha. This is Kurt.
Hi, Kurt.
I am playing Oscara, the Twilight Bounty Hunter.
And
She's
I
a ranged gunner.
am Joe. I am the game master as we continue the Star Wars Edge of the Empire role-playing game.
Wampa.
Wampa.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so Chris is wearing a Wampa skin rug.
Yep.
Vendor. And you know, that
Does this
probably
make me
goes
look
really
fat?
well with the blue.
Only when you stand in a certain space.
Okay.
You got to get out of that harsh light in the
Yeah.
corridor.
Then you look fabulous.
Fabulous.
You're gonna walk into the spaceport in a fur coat and people are gonna throw blood at
Yes.
you. Yes.
Red paint.
Now, what happens to a Wookiee? You're wearing a fur coat all the time.
I know, right? I'm always hot.
Yes. I was thinking more of like PETA throwing stuff at you.
Oh. No, I mean, I don't think I would work like that now.
Okay. So we are going to get back into our adventure. Who is ready to do a little recap of what happened?
I'm not ready for that. I outed myself. Screw it.
I want to do a little recap of what happened from the time we escaped from Mos Shuta spaceport. Anybody?
All right, so I'll just take
Do
it
it.
then, since
Okay.
I outed myself
Go ahead,
earlier.
Chris.
We blasted into hyperspace, and then everything went black.
Mm-hmm.
Got kicked out of hyperspace. Power went out on everything except for the android or robot. I don't know how it goes.
Antbot.
Robot. Antbot.
Roadroid.
Road droid.
That's actually kind of neat. Roadroid.
Road droid. So we started doing some investigation, and we started to discover we had some ghosting of ourselves around the area. And
Okay.
Lauric got knocked out by himself, knocked himself out,
Nice.
playing with himself. You know how it goes. Got tired. And
exhausting.
the road droid decided to use some of her own power and get some information out of the ship's computer, which really didn't really lead us anywhere, except that we have doubles of the biological people on board.
Okay.
But I've not seen myself, though, but everybody else, I think, has.
I haven't. I don't know.
Well, no, that's right. You saw.
technically.
No,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
You haven't.
Yeah.
You saw
Technically-
me.
You saw-
you saw Posh,
Yeah.
and I saw you.
Yeah.
Your other self,
And I saw
another of you appeared.
Right.
To.
But I did see. I
Mr.
did see.
Stubbs.
I did see a ghost of Posh in the cockpit.
Yeah.
You
This
got
is
it.
an
Punching
aside.
it.
I just Googled Wampa right after you guys mentioned it.
Yeah.
There's a podcast called The Wampa's Lair.
That sounds awesome.
That's an awesome name for a podcast. I'm not endorsing. I've never listened to it. That's
Yeah.
a nice name. Sorry. All right. So we're back in
You can go-
deep, in dead space.
You go in there and you can eat a what was it? Tauntaun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Chris, you
Thought it was smelly on the outside.
I got an idea.
I want to throw one more thing in there because I think it's not only kind of humorous, but worthwhile to mention, and the idea of not seeing other things. So just for kicks, while Sexy Vexy was checking out the computer stuff, you saw like a short security loop of the crew quarters, and you saw Lauric go in, lay on the bed, stick his butt up in the air, turn around, and fall off the bed unconscious.
Interesting. So our
So you saw nothing else there is
our
the key
closed
there.
people, our closed circuit camera, do not appear to pick up these other life forms. I don't know why I'm doing Spock. I just am.
Yeah.
Go with it.
Or-
It makes sense.
Just go with it.
Hey, there it is. I hear Mickey now.
All right, so I want to.
It's my mom.
Oh,
It's my mom.
your mom's calling.
You have to go home now.
I may have to go home.
Do you want to answer it and just put it on speaker for all of us?
That would be hilarious.
Wouldn't it?
That'd be awesome.
Hola, mami.
Hola, mami, ¿cómo estás?
¿Qué tal?
Is that Haitian?
¿Qué pasa?
I'd throw it at you, but it's a waste of a perfectly good
is.
pretzel.
My armor would block it anyway, I'm sure.
Dead. Wilhelm scream.
Hey, I have an idea.
Well, yeah, he's got an idea. Let's
I also
go
have an
with
idea.
that.
Yeah, no.
Yours
Yeah.
first.
No. I want to hear, because you weren't thinking of anything before. Let's go to Kurt.
Okay.
I'll go into the crew quarters and throw a stun grenade.
Okay, what was your idea, Chris?
I want to.
Seriously, if you want to do that, go for it.
I want to lower
Don't
the
waste
boarding
our stun
ramp.
grenades. They kill
I want to
everything.
lower the boarding ramp.
Okay, so we either explode something inside the ship or we open the
He's
ship
not
to
opening the
outside
pod bay
space.
doors. He's only lowering the boarding ramp.
But that is
and-
access to the outside.
Yeah, that's what I would think it would be.
Yeah, it is.
Or there's the
That's what
chute
you-
on top.
That's how you guys entered.
Yeah,
into
there's the
ship.
chute on top too. The little opening on top.
Maybe we
Yes,
should- maybe we
where
should look-
the Luke came down.
Maybe
Yeah,
we should
landing
look at the
maneuver.
smuggling storage bin to see if we have gremlins.
No, smuggling storage bins here, but there's the freight loading chamber, and then there's the boarding ramp. The boarding ramp's how we got on. The freight loading chamber is something different.
Have we gone in there?
You're talking about opening.
Yeah. Strap yourselves down, kids. It's gonna get kind of windy in here, or not. We're in space. It's not gonna get windy. I'm crazy.
It's not like
there's no
Dustin-
air. in
It's
here.
not like Dustin Crop.
We're passed out.
Yeah.
But we have shield. The shield should stop the vacuum.
Well,
in
we'll see.
space. Well, we don't have shields.
Yeah, we don't have
yeah.
anything. Probably can't even lower the boarding ramp unless there's like a manacle.
That's what I was
The
thinking.
mechanical
The same
crank.
thing.
or a manacle crank.
Probably
A mechanical crank.
I suspect
Mechanical
a safety
crank.
feature that allow you to just open the boarding ramp. And
It
get
could be
everybody
one of those
killed.
safety things where you have to put a manacle on so when you open
Yeah.
it, you can't fall out.
Yeah, too. I'm down with that.
It's a manacle crank.
Strap yourselves down.
Yeah. Safety first.
You don't want to fall in space, right? I got you.
No one's gonna hear us scream.
Let the record show that the droid disagrees with us.
So, Kurt, for Oscara, you can throw the stun grenade in the crew quarters. What?
Do you have one?
Tell me what it is you're looking for, so I know if how I want to react to it.
I was thinking that a stun grenade would disrupt energy flows.
Disrupt energy flows.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't know how a stun grenade actually works.
It's probably more of a concussive force.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh.
That's what I was thinking.
Not really. It's not really EMP action.
But some sort of energy.
Just
more,
saying.
more
There's no
biological.
need for it to just be concussive. It could be energy as well.
That's true.
I mean,
Could be an
Star Wars.
EMP.
Or
Like the one time you see somebody shoot stun when Leia does it, the first one, it's these weird,
Yeah.
like
Smoke
vibro
rings?
waves. Smoke rings. So why not a stun grenade do something like
Or-
that?
No, it's definitely some kind of energy.
so the
You can
goal
set it to something else.
is
Maybe.
to disrupt energy. Why don't we create an EMP? It's not going to hurt anything. The ship's computers are off anyway.
Are they? Are they?
Are they? You might lose your droid for a bit, but
Oh, that's cool. No, we need any more records being taken.
I thought
So let's do the
EMP that
stun
large.
grenade, and because I want to see it as what you call it, and threat, advantage and threat. Let's
A
roll.
dice roll.
Do whatever you would normally roll for a grenade.
I don't have a grenade. Can I borrow a grenade?
Who has?
She's got 2 left.
Yeah. Who
Yes.
and what is it you roll when you use a grenade?
Lexi has
Ranged light.
Yeah,
But
so
you roll 2
Two
green.
green.
You roll 2 green. We'll just make it easy.
Okay.
Instead of having to figure out what the actual.
I
thing is.
reluctantly.
You can look at his ranged light and see what he's got.
Reluctantly.
Oh, he's got a
hand
lot better
over.
than that.
Yeah, whatever
Yes,
your ranged
4
light is.
4 greens.
There you go.
And put 2 purples in with that, please.
Wait, my dice set doesn't have enough greens?
No, they come
3.
with 3 and 3.
Ah.
3 green, 3 purple. As you get better, you need to buy more
Purples.
dice.
Get some 2 purples.
And 2 purples, you said?
Yeah, and 2 purples. Yes, sir. What you got?
Ah.
All right, so you succeeded
He succeeds.
Succeeded.
with 1 threat.
With 1 threat.
Yep.
Okay. So the grenade goes off, and you hear the. What was the noise again? Do you remember now, JJ?
It's like a poofing kind
It's like
of
a
thing.
or something. Yeah, there you go. So it's kind of like a blowy, sucky sound at the same time.
She's gone from suck to blow.
These grenades both suck and
mega
blow.
mean, sir.
That's what's stunning about them. The you hear that sound, but you hear it in reverse, and when you look down, the grenade's still in your hand.
That's not weird at all.
That's freaky like the daughter of pastor.
This is like some crazy David Lynch crap going on.
That's
here.
right, Father.
Bless me, Father, for I'm about to say
All right, so I want to power down the ship systems.
They're off.
Are
Sure,
they?
well, this is this a computer thing or a mechanical thing? Because we're going to make a roll for it.
Both.
Pretty much everything
Computer.
we do, we're going to do a roll.
We'll say it's
for.
computer thingy.
All right.
What's my difficulty?
Has Vex unplugged from the computer? Like that one terminal, so it goes dark when you unplug. Okay. I mean, like off, not just like it goes from brown to dark brown. It's off.
Gotcha.
I just want to be clear.
That wasn't any clear.
So we're not moving down the mocha scale.
No,
It's off.
although that would be pretty cool. I want a coffee now. Damn it.
Difficulties?
2 purple, please.
Cappuccino.
And at any time, if you guys want to make something up that would give you a boost, please do.
2 successes.
2 successes.
So confused.
We don't need boosts.
Boost.
Boosts are for wimps.
The when you go to turn the computer or what do you try to turn off? Tell me specifically what thing you're trying to do.
I'm trying to shut the whole system down. Like
So
a
you're going to the
system-wide.
main.
Yeah,
You're
system-wide
going to the
shutdown.
main thing and
Yep.
going to flip it from the on to the
Yeah,
off
that's right.
You're
position.
doing a hard
All
reboot.
right.
Yeah. Oh, it's hard already.
So hard.
Where is everyone else in the ship at this time? So let's say you're going to be in engineering.
Yep,
'cause that
moving
makes sense.
engineering.
I would be with.
I'm going to be in the. I've gotten up and I'm hunting for something.
I'm still wearing
Okay.
the Wampa suit, though.
I'm
I hope
following him.
I hope somebody let him know.
I'm playing hollow chess by myself in the middle of the.
I'd be following him in case he.
Well, it'd be
falls down.
imaginary because there's
you're
no
right.
power.
You're right.
It still works. I mean,
I'm playing imaginary hollow chess by myself in the middle of the ship.
AKA, you're playing with yourself.
So I'm going to
In the middle of the ship.
bellow out.
when you move that, and it's going to be a big clunk sound.
Oh, yeah.
You hear the ship power down, and everyone, wherever you are, the things near you, they sound like they're turning off.
It was an illusion.
So if you were near like the galley, which it looks like you may be in the galley over there, you hear like the refrigerator turn off. You hear the microwave, the food replicator, which they don't have. You hear those things kind of pop off.
I would like to pose a hypothesis.
For those listening to the podcast,
Go
you're
ahead.
getting the Mickie head movements like C-3PO.
Go ahead, Mr. 41.
Awesome.
It appears that what we're seeing is an illusion. The ship has been on all along.
Yes.
Perhaps the problem is in our vision instead of the ship.
Ooh, tell her what happened when you tried the vision thing.
Nobody talked.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
Posh.
blew up my goggles.
That's what I've been saying.
Maybe we're out of phase with the frequency of this normal.
I would like to
environment.
examine everyone's vision on the ship.
Okay.
I'm gonna flip the switch back on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vision have to do with seeing past versions of ourselves.
I don't know. It could work. Just
Well,
go with it.
Vex isn't seeing anything. It just
What's
still
so
in the
if
rest
a
of us.
scar is
But it's
let's
past
say
versions
you
of
won
ourselves
you
on the
won
ship.
your imaginary hollow chess game.
Yes!
Now what?
I'm so good at it.
Wait a minute.
That was all your
all the
plan.
past images of us on the ship, though, right?
Correct.
Right.
Well, the one of
Well, I
me
guess
attacking
technically,
myself
yeah.
wasn't.
Can I check everyone's vision?
Exactly.
I'm
except
going to
for the
say
one-
technically they were on the ship at the time. All
Okay.
right, but whether they were, like for example, the last thing I just did with Kurt's character Oscara there was he himself went back in time. If you want to use the time reference, he was holding the grenade before the explosion, which he heard in reverse. So it wasn't a previous version of him. Now, let's say at some point in time, the Wookiee attacks somebody with an axe. That could have been before or after. So this could be a before or after image. But it just so happened to get him. All right. So the idea isn't that they're all from one spot or another, unless we make it that way.
Or
But
that
I'm just
they
throwing
were,
stuff out there.
or that you had to be on the ship. All the images were of previous instances of us on the ship. Either because, like JJ
Yeah.
said, he was attacked by something that was not okay. So
He hasn't hit anyone with an axe on this ship yet.
yeah,
Although himself, but no one else.
gotcha.
So it happened. It definitely happened in his mind. It did not happen on the security camera,
Exactly.
Yes,
but it happened.
yeah.
So
Yes.
it leads to, it's a possible hypothesis that our problems are in our vision.
Perception based.
That's
So
right.
you're a high probabilist.
So it's all medical.
Or high possibilist. I see 2 failures. I see more than 2 successes. So I would say you succeeded.
I agree.
Sweet.
So you're checking everyone's vision.
Just cancel C's.
I think she was canceling differently. But you're
Oh,
good.
but
Lexi.
I want to see if she has enough
I
advantage.
wouldn't just check our vision.
I only have one
I
advantage.
check our mental state if you can.
Yeah,
Like,
but even the
again,
robot's having issue seeing what's going on correctly.
So can you trust my analysis?
No.
No, we may not.
Or can you?
Maybe we should power you down.
You try to come near my switch, mister.
JJ, in this game, once you
I'm all about
succeed,
Who did you
initial
just drop?
Successes don't
Drop
do
somebody.
anything.
Yeah, something
Advantage.
just moved.
They do like a weapons check, like because you get extra damage.
I could have just been hitting my
But not
armor.
But I do. Okay.
You've got +1 armor.
So,
So what did my vision check?
You check out everyone's vision. Everyone appears to be looking fine, but when you look in their eyes, it looks like they haven't slept in days. You see bloodshot. You see
That's
fatigue.
what I said.
You
That's
see.
our that's our
Okay.
medical mental
So just spitballing here, guys.
Now you're checking everyone out. So let's put everyone together again, because we're going to
Yeah.
say that everyone's together to be checked out.
we would
And
probably
I
be
don't
in the
think-
galley, right?
I was going to say I don't think there's.
We don't have a med
actually-
bay, do we?
Yeah,
We don't have a med bay.
Crew quarters.
Yeah, so let's say crew quarters. I mean, unless anyone
Guys
has an
are
aversion
small.
to that now.
state. That seems good.
But we can get there, and it gives an opportunity to tell someone to lay down while you check them out too, which that seems suitable. What?
I was just singing Jackson Brown's "Doctor My Eyes."
Oh, I didn't hear it. I was wondering. It sounded like you were saying "ow."
Oh, no.
I frequently mistake people singing as them being in pain, so it's me. I don't know. So you take that analysis, and outside in the corridors, you hear the same conversation that the two of you had with the people behind you. What are you doing here? What's going on here? And everyone hears that. So you hear the conversation of, or the talking of Ascara and Posh outside the crew quarters as you're finishing up the examinations. Yeah.
Perhaps.
So sleep deprivation? Is that
It suggests that we are suffering from a high amount of exhaustion.
How would that explain you, though?
Posh. Well, my circuits haven't been repaired in quite some time. As you know, Tatooine is quite a remote planet with not the best supplies. So I would attribute my
Yeah.
issues to just lack of maintenance.
Sounds like orc mischief. Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
That's kind of funny.
Mischief managed.
So I'm going to address the ship at large
Okay.
and bellow out, because one of the first things that we heard from any of these things was "Go away. We don't want you here."
And why do you keep coming back?
And why do you keep coming back? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to bellow out in an attempt to communicate with them. Why won't you let us leave?
How does that sound? I'm sorry. That was the GM.
No, that's good. Like, is this
I
a
do it
full-on
in Wookiee. So
All right.
yeah, so the Wookiee rage is starting to kind of onset a little bit.
Okay.
Like I'm starting to get upset. I'm starting to, this isn't.
This ain't right.
Yeah,
Got a bad
All right.
feeling about this.
something like that.
Kurt put on the stormtrooper helmet. Hey, Kurt.
So yeah, I'm going to address the space around the
shot.
ship. I'm going to attempt to do it in my loudest voice possible.
Okay. That should be easy.
Exactly. So
Okay, so it echoes around in the Wookiee dialect, and you hear back. You hear back in a whisper of just go away.
would love to.
Please leave.
Please let us.
Why don't we just attempt to put coordinates into the computer and see if we can jump to hyperspace
No,
again?
Sure.
that was another
Yeah, because
suggestion.
I mean, if everything's actually working, it's just our perception that's wrong.
Yeah, let's try.
Let's just act like
Nothing's wrong.
Everything's nothing
Go
wrong.
on,
everything's right.
Captain.
All right.
Plot a course
Punch
to...
it.
I'll do the astrogation.
Oh, you're going to let the guy who got you here try and get you?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Astrogation.
Two wrongs will make a right. Two negatives equal to positive.
Just put it in reverse, man. So before you do that,
Okay.
Self-destruct.
That works.
Is there a
self-destruct.
pilot thing?
There's
Yeah.
pilot,
There's pilot,
piloting, and then there's astro. Well, piloting
Right.
he beats what
Yeah,
they're
but
using.
astrogation we were plotting is what
Right.
the idea was. That's
Well,
all.
I assume you're going to try and fly the ship. though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
piloting.
Because you kind of need piloting. Because you can have a navigator that doesn't pilot.
Do it.
And you actually want to make the ship go.
yes.
Yeah.
So let's try to make the ship go.
First, we'll do that.
Well, I mean, you can do that with coordinates in the computer.
Okay.
So pilot away.
Because as far as you know, you're not at the coordinates you had originally set, which was like Aurelian 5, something like that.
Androlian, I think,
Two
Could be.
purples, right?
Andruvian.
Two purples.
Andruvian.
Two
There we
purples.
go. Yes. 2 a purple. And tell me what you end up with there.
We
burns
have
out.
one advantage. Nope. I'm
You got
sorry.
three
We just have
successes.
successes.
Three
Okay.
successes.
So success is good.
Yeah, just
Right.
success. That's all.
When you get around to actually having everything together and you grab the controls and try to make ship go, you see the stars kind of going in reverse. Instead of you heading into them, they're like coming back in front of you. And when that stops, you have the stars in front of you, and the instruments are on, but nothing's responding to the controls. Crickets.
So where's our
I
position?
heard you crunching, though.
What's our position?
What is your position?
We check
your position is
Adam?
what you call it, outside of Tatooine, and there are TIE fighters flying around.
We're back where we started.
Back where we started.
Did we ever leave?
Did we
I don't
ever
know, did
leave?
So
System
Scramble,
check.
scramble.
Can we? Let's do a system check now. We
There's TIE
look at double
fighters
check.
out there.
I got it, but it shouldn't take us
Sir, I
long.
would like to interject.
Are they trying to communicate with us, or are they just going to start blasting away?
you would take a look outside.
Yeah.
All right. So I said they're flying around. They're actually like static, like a picture of TIE fighters on the window.
These those decals you. Oh, jeez.
They're not.
Yeah.
Although they're the glow in the dark stars all over the ship. This guy was cool.
Yeah.
Are we moving though? Can we tell relative to?
Actually, there now you feel there is no movement.
So
Time
everything
stands still.
Yeah, that's what I said. Everything's still like standing still.
Now, like all the instruments are lit up, but you press a button and the light that's supposed to go from red to out doesn't go out. But the button presses. Kind of, sort of.
Maybe we're moving
Like a button.
really fast.
I don't know.
Maybe we're in hyperdrive, and we're just moving really, really quickly in relation to everything around us.
I have a
That's
point
true.
Brilliant.
Was that a hypothesis?
That is a hypothesis I would present to the team.
No.
Sort
And
of.
JJ's turned into a Gamorrean guard.
The question would be is maybe we should try to get out of hyperspace. If I can. I don't know if that'll
Like-
help us. What y'all think?
Yeah. Aren't we out of hyperspace now?
Right now, you appear to be
We appear to be.
you
Frozen in
appear
orbit
to be in
of
space,
Tatooine.
but not in time now,
Yes.
if you will.
So
Time
We
is
are
moving.
in a place, but
So my-
nothing we do affects the present.
yes.
That's one way to put it. Yeah, I like that description.
Submitted for your
Approval.
approval.
Yes.
We have a
So
ship.
what would you like to try? Oscara, if that is your real name.
Just thinking about the fact that space and time are the same thing. It's a continuum.
Well, put your microphone a little closer to your mouth and tell us all about it,
I'm
Lawrence
just trying to think
Strauss.
about dimensions and the space-time
Or
continuum.
dementia.
Yeah.
Do those things matter in Star Wars? If they do, let's go for
Well,
it.
they got parsecs wrong, so probably not.
Probably
Yeah.
not, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't think they do. I'm just trying
Well,
to
the
think.
parsec in that galaxy is right.
Doesn't matter
different galaxy.
if they happen in Star Wars. It matters if they happen in Joe's head.
That's
You
correct.
guys are putting all
That
the
is
ideas in
correct.
my head.
That
so
is correct.
Go for it. I have the idea that got us here. You guys have the ideas that get us out. You might not know it yet, but you've got it. It's there.
So I'm thinking I lower the boarding ramp.
Okay.
We're back on that again.
I'm back on that.
I'll also try it. We're frozen in space. Let's see what happens.
I was thinking that Devorian bartender might have slipped something in.
Do we have any
drinks.
maybe there's masks we can put on, like oxygen masks?
Well, yeah.
Sure,
Ship,
okay, yeah, sure.
definitely. There's got to be
Yeah,
something.
sure,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, vac suits.
I got that
Because
stormtrooper
that's
helmet.
the only thing you need when you're exposed to space.
Well, we're not. Well,
Oxygen.
supposedly we should have some shielding around us. So
Well, yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Whatever. We'll see.
Hey, I'm a blue guy. I'm good. I'm good to go.
So he's already the right
And I can
color.
get myself off just rubbing my hair. So.
That's built-in protection right there.
Coincidentally, when you get asphyxiated, you turn white.
Damn it.
But the controls don't respond to it. But you could probably get it open mechanically.
All right, I'll
Kick
go
it.
for it.
You want to give me a roll for that?
Mechanics?
That sounds good.
Sure.
If you have something that says mechanics, go for it. 2 purple.
Otherwise known as kick the shit out of it.
Well, that would be after. That'd be the athletics
that's after.
or the
That's
strength
athletics.
after. Yeah.
Only one. Well, I guess I have one failure and 3 advantage. 1 failure, 3 advantage.
Okay.
No successes. I just.
So it
I will
does-
knock off the strain though with my advantage.
Okay. The door doesn't give under your pressure, and it causes you 2 strain.
Damn it.
Under pressure.
You're gonna mark it off. You're getting it back.
Mark it, put it back on.
Yeah. It's starting to wear on you, and almost everything you do now is just starting to wear on you. And I don't mean just outside of game; I mean in the game too.
What's up?
Sucking the cheddar off a pretzel.
Everyone has their own way of eating these things.
Do you peel M&Ms?
No,
I would unroll ho-hos.
I'll run.
I would take the chocolate covering off and then unroll it.
Yep.
That's pretty slick.
I also shake up sodas and kind of let them fizz out.
All right. Well,
I'm a soda rapist. I also put ice cream in the microwave.
You need to
I
apologize.
rape the ice cream too.
oh, nice.
You animal!
Yes!
Sounds delicious.
People are like, that guy's a maniac.
So what do you do to a root beer float? I mean,
You don't want her now.
just
It's dirty, dirty things.
he's sticky for days.
The A&W is never the same.
AMW has a cease and desist against him.
He's forbidden to enter an A&W on the East Coast. Kurt, anything?
Tendrils.
If you can't think of what you would do, think of what you wouldn't do, and try that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to just anything
Yeah.
crazy.
We couldn't get the door down.
All right, so
He couldn't.
There's the outer
couldn't.
hatch. Is there the upper hatch? You can try
It's
to.
it's a very
because that's
key-
mechanical only, isn't it?
Well, it's a
maybe
key.
not.
It's a key thing here that when one person fails, it doesn't mean it's not possible.
that's
to
what I
do the
wanted to
thing.
know. Of.
It-
Yeah, 'cause
right,
usually
because
that
people
doesn't
were
mean that.
rolling for more.
I'll
than
try to do
one-
the same thing he tried.
Okay.
Like,
Yep.
no, you're not doing it right. Try this.
Exactly. He's got the wrong control. Find the controls that extend
It's
the
kind of
bridge.
weird using these Wampa hands. I don't know what's going on.
Take the onesie off. Come
It's
on.
very awkward.
Who wears a full body
I
suit?
got
That's just
success.
stupid.
It's getting hot. In here. Why do I smell like Wampa? Jeez.
One threat.
That's the one threat.
All right.
Success.
And if this doesn't work, I want to go up to the gun.
Lift the microphone back up, please.
Vex, will
Just start
you
blasting.
please
And
take
just start
my
blasting
pulse?
around in a circle.
Oh.
I would take your pulse.
The door opens, but there is no rush of air in or out.
You see out into space?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can walk down to the end of the ramp. I'll walk down. I don't care.
Okay.
Okay.
And then what?
So
I push Pasha.
Yeah. What are you doing?
He's quickly sucked down to Tatooine. Who's next?
I grabbed my pistol. And, no, I was just what are you doing?
Well, that went.
But you can see Tatooine outside, though.
You see Tatooine
Yeah,
outside?
it's out.
And we're breathing fine. Seems like all that stuff, right?
Seems like it.
Wow.
So
Let's take a couple
I'm
shots.
asking-
Just see,
I'm
see where it
asking
goes.
Vex if she would take my pulse, because the Wookiees they don't measure time in seconds or some kind of arcane outside force. They measure it in heartbeats.
Okay.
So if time is frozen, I shouldn't have a heartbeat.
You're dead. You're dead to me, Wookie.
You're
Medical?
dead to me, Wookie.
Medical? Medicine?
It's easy enough to say that he doesn't have a pulse. How about that?
Time is frozen.
He does not have a pulse.
Yeah.
Does, rest of us, do we have pulses? I mean, anybody could check that, actually. Right? Yeah.
I mean, yeah, group effort.
So that's
the
why
only one that has a pulse is the droid. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
No,
I knew that.
the droid-
Maybe that stun grenade blew us up, or we're still on Tatooine.
Yeah, exactly. We're knocked out from the stun grenade, right? Oh, that's okay.
I want to try out an experiment. I want to knock them all out.
By the way, what I was saying about come up with stuff, I never said you didn't have a pulse if he didn't ask, do I have a pulse?
yeah.
Right? So, right.
Yeah, that's what, I was trying to redefine what time was.
There you go. It's perfect to me because that allows me to say something. Let's go with Ascara going up there and you just want to shoot the gun.
Around.
And he's
The
just
direction
spinning
I
that
go.
turret.
Dude.
Okay.
No, what you do, because time's frozen, you get all the laser beams shooting at the exact same thing, and then as soon as time comes unfrozen,
I mean, I could destroy Eldron.
Okay.
Do it.
Yes. I just.
No, I don't want to destroy Eldron.
I heard a million voices cry out in terror.
Yeah.
And we're suddenly silent.
Yeah.
You see, I watched that movie a lot of times.
There's more planets.
What?
You've watched that movie a
Me?
lot of
I
times.
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So what is your goal? Because I want to tell you how it works out based on what your goal is.
find a Lambda-class shuttle on its way back down to the surface. We know it's Imperial. Aim all the laser beams at it. And as soon as time comes unfrozen, that Lambda-class shuttle is screwed.
That's true, but that wasn't my goal.
If you really want to get them, get it the Lambda class.
Oh, no.
It's loaded with nerds.
The nerds.
It's a nerd mobile.
Man.
My goal is just trying to figure.
Something.
There were a lot of boobies in that movie, if I remember correctly.
So I have
A
no...
formative moment in my life.
Yeah, I got nothing.
There's no sound because Kurt just knocked it off.
Oh,
Kurt probably just unplugged the headphone stuff.
Yeah, right at
Damn
the...
it, Kurt.
What'd I do?
I don't
Well,
know.
you were leaning against these cords.
Yeah,
and
but they all
pulled,
go into here, and they're all good. What did he unplug?
So it might be on the...
This blue one got unplugged. Trace that blue one. See where that green one's plugged in? Plug
yeah.
the blue one in next to it.
I see it.
And what you did, don't do it again.
Okay. Bad Kurt.
Bad Kurt. See, I can still hear because I'm plugged into the other headphone amplifier. So,
Back.
yeah.
Back.
Sure. What?
And of course, Kurt's
God,
the
he's
one
back like
without the
Bert.
headphone, so he couldn't tell.
Wait.
Stop it! Stop it!
Oh,
leaning back.
shit.
Stop it!
It is literally you leaning back that's causing the problem.
Okay.
Stop!
Don't lean back.
Stop!
I yell at my son for this all the time.
You
Stop.
do.
Stop it, Thomas.
Yes.
No,
Better crack your head open.
no rock away.
Okay,
They came to rock.
so let's get back to it. What were you trying to do with the guns?
I'm still not sure I'm not in the belly of a space worm, so if I am, I want to shoot it. Or,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
Are you going to shoot at anything, or are you just going
No.
to go buck nutty? You're going to spirograph the
Can he
gun.
target the TIE fighters at all? Or
Oh,
just
he
for-
sure can. I'm
Do it.
asking what he's doing.
Do it up.
Sure, let's light up some TIE fighters.
Okay.
Why not get the Empire,
Yeah.
against us?
So give me your gunnery roll. Is that gunnery?
It would be gunnery.
Let's go for it.
Do it up.
Gunnery, where are you? There you are. 1 proficient and 3 greens. Wah, 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 wah. That's my gunnery.
And add 2 purple to your dice pool, please.
I'm loving it.
That wasn't a real roll. You just dropped the dice.
There you go. Roll like a man.
See, now that's way better, actually.
Actually, yeah.
You killed that.
Triumph.
Okay.
Crap out of that
So
roll.
all the TIE fighters.
There were 4 TIE fighters around you.
They're
You
all
just-
-3.
So you all just, you hit them, and they start to explode and stop in mid-explosion.
That's not
Can I use my
very
triumph symbol
We have
to
made
trigger a
good our
powerful positive
escape.
consequence?
Yes.
Eventually.
Can I restart?
From when?
Yeah.
Indeterminate
Let me
point in
let's,
the future.
let's go
Somebody
with
press
what
the
Kurt
play
just
button.
asked here.
I have a
Kurt,
triumph. I'm like, can I trigger a positive consequence?
Yeah.
He said yes. I said, can I restart time?
now here's my question. From when?
As we're
Because
making our
my,
escape from
my,
Tatooine.
my yes or no answer depends on from when.
I'm thinking maybe we should install in the dude ship.
I've got a question. May I pose
Lift that
another
up again,
hypothesis?
please. Well, you're good. Kurt keeps lowering his. He lowers the boom. Literally.
So we all see this, right? We see you shoot the TIE
Oh gosh,
fighters.
you even hear it too. Why not? There's sound
And then
in Star
they
Wars
freeze.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to examine the HMR that we installed on the ship. Could
HMRI, yeah.
Could it be leaking? And I'm wondering if that's what's put us all
that's
into
pretty
hyperspace
cool.
within
That's
the
all
ship.
right.
I do want to go back to with Kurt though, because that's the first triumph that mattered in the game. Restart time from when?
Right now.
From right now? Done. Next. From pick a time. Seriously, if it seems like something I can handle, we'll do it.
Before we got in the ship.
Yeah, I mean, it would
Right
be
before we got in the ship.
Yeah, or right before you pushed it.
Yeah, right before you punched it.
Or
Actually,
either one. Either one.
So here's the deal.
That's what I would do because the ship was working fine.
The
We
adve-
had it.
right.
We were out.
The adventure needed you to get away from Tatooine on the ship.
Right.
So we got to be there or later.
All right. We'll
That's
do
the way
right
I'm
then.
gonna look
Right,
at
then,
it.
Right before Posh.
Right
I don't
before
want
we
to go
punch.
back into the pre-published
Right
adventure.
before we punch it. Right before we.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll do
Because
that.
I don't know how I'm doing that.
That's what I was
Well,
trying to think.
and there's
after.
what I'm going to say. And there's the reason why I wanted you to answer the question. The explosions of the TIE fighters kind of go in reverse. They reassemble and they fly back, and there's this whole reversing thing. And you guys are now back to wherever you were standing. You find yourself in the, think of the whole thing. You're walking backwards, and you find yourself right at that moment, wherever you were in the ship, right before Posh punches it.
And he goes, I'm going to punch it. And it's like all the slow motion.
no, dude, we're not in that much of a rush.
So something with the explosions sent you back.
Now the question would be: is do we know what we now know? You know what I'm saying? Because that's in the future, so to speak, going back in the
Maybe.
So, do we punch it again?
Well, you were aware of yourself going backwards in time. So
Okay.
yes,
Yes. So the answer
Yes.
has
that whole
Otherwise, we
thing
would
I
just-
was saying, that you found yourself walking back towards the cockpit where you started, as it were.
All right. So he obviously will not punch it. So
Make a roll to not punch it. I'm kidding.
I really want to punch it. I don't know if I've been disciplined to not punch
Exactly.
it.
We have discipline, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So
Exactly.
willpower.
Yeah.
This is
Check out the HMRI.
Yeah, well,
So now let's
Yes.
get to that.
I would like to check out the HMRI because I have
Yes.
a suspicion that it's faulty.
Yes.
really.
What would give you that idea?
Shot in the dark.
I think Posh is a
Hypermatter,
really bad pilot.
Hypermatter, something injector,
hypermatter reactor
igniter.
igniter.
Igniter, yeah.
Yes.
Don't go
Yeah,
in
so
that
give
wormhole.
me, I guess this would be either computer or mechanical.
Yeah, let's
But
pick some
the
different
mechanics.
coordinates
Make the
next time.
question- Yeah. We'll do that.
Let's not
I
go
heard
to
that you guys
Anorexia
had-
5 or whatever it
Hi,
was.
Chef.
Yeah, now we're going to actually 4.
Go to Yavin 4.
Oh, 2 failures.
Oh,
but lots
holy
of successes.
crap.
That's a lot of
Success.
successes.
successes out
Okay.
the yin yang, yo.
Doesn't matter.
So it succeeds.
Extra
Six.
successes
Enough
don't
threat.
matter, right?
6
It's
successes.
not necessarily, but
And
it
a
looks cool as hell,
Does feel
doesn't it?
That was
Yeah.
fantastic.
She got double success
Oh, look
on
at that.
every
On
positive
dice.
die.
got
Yes.
6
On
successes.
every
Yeah.
dice that she could
That's
get.
Six,
eight.
six, six.
I mean, she rolled 8, but had 2 failures. Yeah.
Yes.
Does that make it Rosemary's Rule?
You actually couldn't have had more success, which
I
is
successful.
you sex the heck out of those
She could have,
dice.
right there.
Yeah.
Oh Lord!
Wow.
I just
No,
spit
I
everywhere.
mean on the positive dice.
Yeah.
I just spit everywhere.
There's a lot of
Oh, did
S's.
you?
That was pretty gross.
Yeah, it's human.
The item itself seems to be glowing.
It's not good, right? It's not.
supposed
It's
to
not
glow.
supposed to glow.
As far as I know, nothing on a starship glows.
That's not an HMRI. Or, yeah.
I do believe that this
That
is
is-
what is the most disturbing color of a light?
orange.
It's glowing orange.
run.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to land this rust bucket and get this HMRI out of here.
We don't have to go to hyperspace. We can still fly out
Yeah,
of
you
here.
Just fly away?
I mean, you just escaped from. You probably don't want to go right back.
No, we escaped. We escaped.
Yeah,
but I mean,
we don't go hyperspace.
If you're going right, but if you're talking about landing, there's only one place to land right now. You don't want to go back.
Yeah.
to where
Yeah,
you
we're not
started.
going there.
All right, so let's
The huts are going to be
Yeah.
after you.
Get
what's the
us
next place?
outta here.
What's the next place we could go to, Joe? And I'll kind of plot that course.
Well, the Urethra 7.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, 7. Okay.
Yavin 4.
What's the name of this ship again? Oh yeah, it's butt.
No, Judge. Stop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yes.
Kurt has a thought, and he's chewing on a pretzel.
Would it just be be up
Were we
on
talking to ourselves?
urethra?
Why did you keep
not
coming back
in.
here, or was that someone else?
What?
Huh?
The voices that were saying, "Go away, go away."
Well, I'm finding out where you guys are going, so you're going to go to the next area, the next
Yeah.
place that you can land.
Yeah, next place we're going to land
So
away
you punch
from
in
as much
coordinates and
danger.
start going
Just
that
no
way.
Ewoks. I don't want to see any Ewoks.
Yeah.
That's the only option.
Oh, darn.
They're so cute.
I'd rather go back and stuck in time than deal with Ewoks.
All right. I wish I had known this. This could have been the Halloween episode. I could have got an Ewok costume.
Absolutely.
Drink it.
I could. Oh man, that would.
So we're going to
Wicked,
Endor.
wasn't that his name?
The moon's
Wicket W. Warwick.
We make
I don't
ludicrous
know
speed to
Make
Go straight to plaid.
plaid.
Yeah, well, this ship, because the hyperdrive isn't going to be used,
Yeah, I
it
know,
only
right.
goes at mediocre.
No, me,
speed.
ludicrous speed. No ludicrous.
Actually, I don't even know any other speeds in Star
There's-
Wars.
there's
Does anybody?
Drive and hyperdrive.
Yeah, basically.
Do they even go into drive, though?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
like when they're
It's
landing.
like the ship is moving,
Yeah.
and then it's in hyperspace.
Put it on. Just fly casual.
Yeah.
Maybe it's dusting crop speed, because traveling through hyperspace isn't like dusting crops.
That's true. That's true.
So you're going
You're
at dusting
crop
crops.
dusting the whole way.
We're crop dusting on the way to Urethra.
Jesus.
Urethra 7.
Yeah.
Because the first 6 didn't work out.
So while you are going, things on the ship literally start to fall apart. It starts to get rusty, like almost in minutes. The walls like starts to get rusty, and like this little metal bit over your head falls and hits you on the head, and you look up, and it's like the panel's starting to rust out.
Hey, guys, I'm going to have to land this thing somewhere.
Let's disconnect the HMRI.
Okay. What did you roll
I
to
thought
connect it?
We had done that.
Mechanics.
She looked
Mechanics.
at it.
Oh, okay.
She looked at it
Oh,
vigorously.
so she went.
Very
I gave it
successful.
one of the best looks it's
Eyeballed
ever gotten.
shit out of it.
She made it glow orange. It was throbbing and everything.
She undressed that
There's
HDMI with her eyes.
Thrumming. It was
I've been
thrumming.
edging
maybe.
the whole time.
You've been edging it the whole time. Oh wow. It's about ready to blow.
This poor ship.
There is a failure,
This
though.
cancels this.
Okay. What else you got?
All
Is there a
advantage.
This
success?
cancels this.
No, just advantage.
4 advantages.
Okay. You're not able to disconnect it, but you're pretty sure that if he stopped moving the ship, that it would stop degrading.
Oh, that's
Oi,
not good.
stop moving it.
Okay, sure.
Engine room calls all stop.
I'll stop.
Stop.
You got me stopping this thing. What are we going to just sit here? What do you mean?
Well,
What's
we
going
gotta
on?
figure out what's wrong with it before
That's
we
no
can
moon.
move it.
All right. One of us, somebody else needs to take a look at it.
Use communications
can.
to call somebody to pick
It's a
us
good
up.
point. Remember, just because
Can we
she
call
couldn't
AAA,
disconnect
right?
it doesn't
That's what-
mean no
that's
one
what
can
you could-
disconnect
That's
it.
what you told me earlier. So
Yep.
Can we
What are
call
you using?
AAA?
I'm
in
gonna use
space?
my mechanics.
I think you could just go ah. It's funny to
What
me.
kind of
Oh man, I had 2 successes but 2 failures, so nothing.
Can I use
And a threat.
mechanics or computer?
Yes, you pick.
All right, computer.
Because,
it is.
I mean, you're going to use a computer to disconnect it, or you're going to use a wrench to disconnect it.
All right, computer it is then.
Nice.
2 is it 2 purples?
Mommy, yo playo role playing.
Is it double purples?
Let's
Oh.
go play.
Is it double purple?
Yes, you're going 2 purples, please. And what you get?
Where did you do it?
What you got?
Takes care of that. Blows that out. Oh no. Was that one of the 2 successes?
Oh, nice.
All right, so you're successful.
Yes.
And what did you use?
Computers.
Okay, so you got around to pressing the eject button, and the HMRI pops out, falls on the floor, and like disintegrates in glowing orange dust.
Wow.
And
It's
then
600
Crisis
credits for that?
averted.
shortly after, it just kind of poofs into like little motes that fly all around the ship.
the hell did they sail?
And,
600 credits
and you
for that?
hear
Yeah,
a,
I
you
want our
hear a
money
bunch
back.
of different voices whisper, "We're free, we're free."
We got a haunted HMRI.
Now you all die. I'm kidding. That's the last part. I'm not really kidding. You're dead.
Self-destruct.
Okay,
So why are we laughing? No.
My last breath, I stroked my head tails.
Oh, that's nice.
Now I am.
You stroke them vigorously. Try to achieve one last one.
They always call orgasm the little death.
You went for the ultimate.
So this is how it ends, not with a scream, but a heavy sigh.
It's not. For the whimper.
That's the way to go out, baby.
So we had a possessed H.
It's possible. Is that what happened?
Or there is a life form
Power
inside
machine.
that we'd never.
Yes, that we may have never encountered.
Now what are you doing?
I'm going to throw the Wampa skin over to see if I can't see if like maybe they're invisible life forms.
You
stuffed
just
inside.
skinned Vendry?
I did. I pull it off and I throw it
de-skinned?
over.
Man, son of a, you probably feel really cold. All
Oh, I got my Boba Fett underoos, so I'm good.
Yeah, but wow. And you put it over what?
Over where the HMRI was.
Okay.
To see if I can't capture if there are any like corporeal life forms.
And now they're on fire. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
It's an interesting thought. I was just thinking, just as fun, I'm thinking like Weekend and Bernie's kind of thing, but those little motes kind of animate the Wampa for a little bit before they escape from under it and kind of fly around the ship.
Oh, you're not kidding. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to yell out to the ship then, like, we good now?
Why'd you hit me with my axe, damn it?
But no, I'm going to try to communicate, like,
We got to get them off the ship. They're still going to be here.
We have
they might like it here. You don't know. They were just trapped in the HMRI. They might like the ship.
That's true.
How about
How can we trust them?
So you hear the voices, and I'm not going to whisper so much anymore because I don't know how well it'll come out in the audio. But the voices are saying, "We can't go back. Don't let us go back."
No. This is your place now. This is your place. Can you guys make the ship sentient? Like, can you inhabit the ship?
That's a good idea. That sounds almost like coercion or something. I want to roll out of this. So give me your
negotiation
idea.
or
okay. You tell me what works for you.
roll. Damn it.
I'm working with them. I'm trying attempt to charm them.
Yep. Negotiation.
You tell me how you're helping him, and we can add and we can add.
Give him a boost.
He can add a boost die if you can tell me how you're helping him. How are you helping him convince them to
Well, first of all,
inhabit
they
the
speak
ship?
Wookiee.
They understand Wookiee.
They understand what we're saying.
Everybody
No,
understands.
yeah.
he was basically trying to say that, hey, if you want
Except
to
the audience.
inhabit the ship potentially, this could be your home. So basically, that's kind of what he's going to go along the same lines of saying, hey,
Okay.
we don't seek to harm you.
Okay.
We just trying to get away from some folks that are trying to harm us. So
Cool.
yeah.
All right. So yeah,
It's
go
a
ahead
mutual-
and add the boost
mutual-
die, and let's see. And I want to have
Ooh, that was excellent.
two purple with that. So roll another purple, please.
Oh, 2 purple? Oh, my bad.
Purple nerve.
Oh. Well,
So-
it didn't wipe out the success.
There's still 1 success
All right.
and 1
Okay.
advantage.
Cool.
Wow, that boost really kicked in then.
So because of that, all of the little dots, they go find spots of the ship that were starting to fall apart, and it looks like they just kind of fill it in. The ship doesn't look good as new, but it doesn't look like it's falling apart anymore.
But my question is, like,
Yeah.
I want to look at, I kind of go into cockpit. I want to see if like,
Yeah.
the dials and things and like the levers are moving on their own.
Yes.
So
Pretty much everything that looked like it was starting to fall apart is getting
Rejuvenated.
rejuvenated. Yeah,
Nice.
lift your mic up again,
Refreshed.
please.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Refurbished.
We don't know your names, but thanks.
And you know what? In response to that, you hear what is probably about 50 names from 50 voices at the same
Oh,
time.
let's go.
you're like, 1 at a time, please.
I'm Tinkerbell.
We got to feed these guys pizza or something?
You know,
That's enough about your personal life, Kurt.
you could be Peter Pan.
Yeah.
You could.
That's what I
Yes.
envision.
Other fairies, though.
That's what I envision. When these
Yeah.
guys floating around. Let's give them the pizza.
But these are just motes of light,
Yeah.
not
yeah,
actual fairy size. Well, I guess fairy size varies. Anyway, they're not Tinkerbell size. How about that?
Okay.
So now what? So you can see that, yes. And it looks like the ship could do stuff, maybe?
I'm going
I
to
don't know.
ask. I was like, the hyper matter injection reactor
thing.
was
HMR.
required to do hyperspace travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does
Is
that
there something you can do to help us get away from here? And we'll leave the ship
That's a
to you
good
afterwards.
question.
Get us out safely, and you can keep the ship.
Yeah, can we rewire this somehow?
That's a good question. Maybe you hear a couple of voices that say maybe with some help. Who knows how to make things with wires and circuits and stuff?
I got
We have
mechanics.
somebody who's made of wires and sort
So
of.
You got
they can-
mechanics too, don't you?
What I'm going to get at is they can enhance something that's there, but something that isn't there needs to be at least kind of
Right.
started.
So
Proficient with
my
mechanics.
question would be:
Right now, there's a hole in the wall, and they
Right.
need something in
Some
there.
of our
they can make
mechanics-
it
Could use my electro goggle pieces that are right.
Ooh, let's use a stun grenade.
Get rewired.
And we blow ourselves out.
Fine,
of the
little
sky.
guys.
It would be a perfect ending to the episode, that's for sure.
It would be. It was Friday, little guys, man.
Kurt, if it had been at an hour when you said Tinkerbell, I'd have stopped the podcast right then. We just weren't at an hour yet.
Don't cross the streams.
Yes.
That's a good.
You always cross the streams.
Yes.
What?
So who's going to try and create something? Try to start building a piece that they can make work.
Someone got some mechanics.
I
I thought
will-
I was
I'll try
proficient,
it.
but I'm not.
Yeah, I'm,
I got 3.
I can work it, but he's
3 greens,
better,
that's
so
it.
we can do it.
I got 3 greens
So
and a
here,
yellow.
let's
Yeah.
do the same thing again.
so you
We'll
do it,
have
Mickie,
Sexy start it.
and then somebody can
And-
boost.
Are we bringing sexy back?
Hey!
Yay!
Somebody who can convince me that their character knows a lot about wires and circuits can get her to add a boost die to it. Because this is going to be some tricky stuff.
I'm
'Cause
more
you're-
about computer systems.
I know a lot
but-
about
Yeah.
computers. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking for a story, not so much the skill. Because you're not rolling, she is. We're finding out if you're going to add a boost die to it or not.
Let's hope. Let's see.
In the meantime,
Come
Mickey,
on, let's come up with some
put a
bullshit.
Well,
Put a
my
red one in there.
people were one of the species that were take claims on the inventors of hyperdrive, so
oh,
I'll use that for my
that
boost.
perfectly fits for me.
Oh, okay.
You know, my granddad
Yeah.
used to tell me about the HMRIs of the past. Hey, and that's 2 advantages on that die.
Triumph.
Wow, that's a
Got
So
Triumph
how's it
in
work?
there.
Holy crap!
She,
Yeah,
she crushed it.
you got a single failure, but a butt ton of good.
Yeah.
And a triumph.
Yeah. All right. So
Wow.
yeah.
So she just makes an HMAC, like she just MacGyvers the crap out of it.
Yeah, I just MacGyvered the shit out of this
Yeah.
thing.
You did.
We got duct tape.
Kind of like
And
Duct
chewing
tape,
gum.
a butter
So
knife, and
where-
a coconut,
where
and
did
a paper
Mora
plate.
come
and some pretzels.
where did
So we
Mora come from?
It was one of the files I had downloaded
Oh, okay.
when I got bored on Tatooine. Earth cultures
'Cause
from
she-
the 21st century.
The whole Mora the same and MacGyver the shit out of it. Had to make a
More of the
cross.
same. Yep.
So you're able to create something that the spirits can work with, and they're able to recreate an HMRI that's serviceable, that allows you to get on with your lives in the next galaxy,
Yeah.
or at least
Thanks,
in another
Lex.
system.
Yeah.
So
Thanks,
what
60
was
names.
wrong?
All right, so we're going to call that the end of the adventure for now. But let's talk about the game again for a minute. But to answer Mickey's question, so part of it, which probably got lost, but I didn't feel like rehashing because timing was what it was. This ship was owned by a slave trader.
Yeah.
And many slaves have died under him and what have you. So these are the ghosts of people who have died on his ship who were trying to stop him. But you guys, stole the ship from him, and they're all just trying to figure out what's going on. So the idea was really to make it so you guys would be in a spot where you didn't know what was happening. That's the start. Take away all your senses and try and figure out what's going to happen. And then at some point when it's mentioned about the HMRI, to me what it was they're inhabiting the ship, and they're the ones that blew out the last one so that he couldn't keep going into hyperspace to get more slaves and stuff. And so then when the new one was installed, they're like, screw this, we're going to get rid of this one too. And hilarity ensues.
Yes.
Here we are. So let's go back to the pre-published adventure, which we railroaded the hell out of. It's a railroad adventure
It's
to begin
railroaded.
with.
I read it on the
Right.
It's-
But we could have done more stuff in it. Let's talk about this one a little bit, maybe either compared to or just on its own, compared to Age of Rebellion or just what it was. What do you guys think of how it started? I'll start it with my idea, or the idea of you're on the run and you're ducking into a cantina. I kind of like the way that started off.
Yeah, because I've done that before. You start right in the action.
Yes.
Yeah,
I like
things are
that.
happening right now.
How are you going to hide?
Well, I'll also
is
say, yeah,
the first question, right?
if you read the book, it says to, because I was saying, this is really kind of short. There's not a lot in there, but it says this is meant to be an introduction to role playing.
Exactly.
Period.
Yeah.
Not just an introduction to like Star Wars or a new system for advanced role players. This is meant to be an introduction to role-playing games.
Okay.
Okay.
So you have to think about it like that.
But
So with that
then
in mind-
they even include this. It's a paper I'm holding up for everyone in the room. The Long Arm of the Hutt is a free adventure that's an add-on to this game. So after you've played this, you can go onto their website and download a free additional adventure to go with it.
Oh, cool.
Plus, at the end of the book, they tell you further adventures in the Star Wars galaxy. So they give you ideas to work with. Plus, the map of Moshuta has other stuff on it, which they put in here, other adventures in Moshuta. So there are other things you can do. It's not as extensive as the one we always go back to when we talk about starter sets, like the D&D one. It doesn't have all of the content there, but it does have more than just the initial adventure.
Although the other stuff in Moshuta doesn't make sense unless you wander into it on the way, because it really feels like a race. Like you need to keep moving.
Yeah. But you could go back to it at some
Yeah,
point, I guess,
yeah.
is the idea, right? They kind of make it a spaceport so that you could use it as maybe a campaign setting later or something like that.
My take on it is generally similar to the last one. Production values are awesome. Like the character folios
Yeah,
are
that's what I like.
beautiful.
These are
Color, 8 pages, or 6
Good
pages,
background.
well done.
Good background.
Tokens. It's a great introduction to the dice system. The adventure itself is fine, but there's not a lot of meat there. We didn't skip much.
No. For me, it was not so much that we skipped stuff, but I didn't take a lot of time to explore the stuff we did.
Right.
I just pushed right through. Right. So you got the part. Now, we're off to the spaceport instead of maybe exploring this guy's problem with droids or whatever.
Right. Yeah, one of the interesting asides is it says if you were nice to the droid and asked it, it'll steal the HMRI for you.
Yeah, the R5 droid dislikes the Vorn and will help you get the part.
That's what happens when you kick your androids.
Right. So I actually thought of that because in reading it ahead of time, and then Mickie, when you had asked him, why do you have to be so mean to the droid? I had thought about you might go console the droid. And if you had, you'd have gotten the part that way, which is kind of neat. JJ, thoughts?
I just want to rehash that I absolutely love this dice rolling system.
I love dice pools. I really do.
I like the fact that when you're trying to harm us, you roll, and our opposition's already baked into it. There's no need to know any numbers outside of the skill you're trying to use and the difficulty of the task.
Now there is the opposed rolls. But the opposed rolls are still included in the same person's die pool.
Exactly.
So when you are doing coercion or deceit, my opposition is included in your die pool.
Exactly.
So I don't roll against you. You roll them all, which is kind of neat. Which means, at Mickie, at one point, I think you were holding 8 or 9 dice for a dice pool, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I really like the dice system. I like how quick it is. It's very visual. There's no 15, 7, 22.
Yes. You don't have to count.
It's just boom, visual, done.
Yeah.
Right. And this one was better than the Age of Rebellion in that there were no empty spaces. And I even looked, and all those all the other things on the map have a just one paragraph description in there, where they're at least like, hey, if you go here, there's 6 Gamorrean guards hanging out sleeping, and if you go here, there's a guy, and it gives you one little thing that could happen there. Whereas if you remember in the Age of Rebellion starter, there were whole rooms where you were like, well, let's go in here, and there's nothing.
I could definitely see playing long term in this campaign setting. I like this system.
I think we talked about that when we played the other one too, that at some point we're going to get a book. And I'm thinking, based on the little bit I did of Age of Rebellion and what I know about the Force stuff, I think this is the book I want to buy. I think I want to buy the Edge of the Empire core rulebook.
It was the first of the 3 that has, because there's a separate rulebook for this, Age of Rebellion, and then Force and Destiny, which is kind of the Jedi one. And this one, I think, was the first one, and I think has the most people playing it and the most expansions in it. At least that's the sense I get when I go into game stores.
Maybe it's me as Joe, but I like the idea of the players not having the Force.
Right.
Because in the movies, the Force is all powerful. Right. It really is.
It really is.
The only one that's going to kill a Padawan is, Anakin. Right. Because they'll beat the crap out of everyone else, too.
Well, if you want to get into it in the Edge of Empire system, they've got the big core rulebook, but then they've got a whole separate hardback now for just the Scoundrel and one for just the Bounty Hunters, and they've got locations and things. So there's a lot of stuff you could do.
I think if we were ever to play it in a campaign here, though, I would go with whatever's in the core book as easy as possible. That's the idea. Chris, what are your thoughts?
I would pick that up at some point if you want me to.
Yeah.
I like how it started, action right off the start, and then I mean, it gave us, I don't know, I like that it gives you options. You don't have to just fight all the time. We could just, work out.
Yep.
Being stealthy or just try to, talk our way out of things.
Kevin, what are your thoughts on this Edge of the Empire's adventure we just did?
Oh, I actually liked it quite a bit. I mean, I like how, like we were saying, the handouts for the character sheets, and then each character is very distinct instead of, you would think in a game where there's just laser pistols and weapons and no force that, everybody's going to be very similar, but that didn't come across that way. The other thing is the skills. They do a great job of breaking out all the different types of skills instead of giving you like 5 or 8 or something to that. I mean, I can't count them all right here off the top of my head, but there's probably
a lot,
15, 20 or something like that. So, so you can't be good at everything. And so that's the balance element of the game that I like as well. So, lots of good stuff. And of course the dice pool is kind of interesting as well.
Cool.
And you can be more creative in this game, I think, too, or it expects you to be more creative because you don't just have spells like in another system or powers and all that stuff like that. So you don't have any of that element. So
do these the characteristics, the 6 characteristics, matter at all, or do these just determine?
They do matter.
Yeah,
they do matter.
They do matter.
Do they matter in this, or do they matter later when you?
They matter now.
Okay,
because they determine your proficiency.
Okay.
I was looking up what proficiency comes from, and it is the lesser of the two numbers between your characteristic or the rank in the skill. So when you get a proficiency dice when you have either a rank in it, basically, but you can't get more proficiency dice than your characteristic allows you to.
Gotcha.
Now, I will say, just to be on the fair side, so you're saying the positives and the negatives. One negative I could see is combat. It won't be as dynamic potentially as some of the other systems or other games you play, because who goes first, shoot first, is probably going to be most advantageous in combat. But you can't have it all, and I feel like that's well worth what you get. The other portions of the game is well worth it to me.
I like that there's multiple ways to roll initiative depending on the scenario.
I agree with that.
You use vigilance for when you're prepping an attack, cool for when you're responding to an attack.
Yeah.
But it fits in with the Star Wars universe, in my opinion, because if you think about what we've seen, what's been made into movies or animation, they're really kind of running away. They're kind of just keeping the bad guys at bay.
Yep.
And to allow themselves enough time to run away. So I wouldn't expect the dynamics of battles to be the same as other systems.
Right. Totally
It's just a distraction until they can get out of there.
Yep.
In the movies, nobody who is shot continues the fight. They're either dead or they're too injured to keep going.
Exactly.
You don't get shot multiple times in Star Wars.
Which I love the whole idea. What Mickie said. In other games, you're almost battling to the last man. Yeah. While here, you're just battling just to get away, or just to fight another day, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right, Mickie. That's the major difference.
And like you said, I mean, their skills are plentiful, and I think it's there because you don't have spells as a backup to automatically win.
Right.
You do have stun grenades.
That's true.
Yeah, you do have that, though.
Still need to take those out of the game.
Yeah, still need to do something with that a little bit.
In the meantime, I think we're ready to wrap it all up.
I think so, too.
That finishes up our Halloween 2017 episode on a haunted starship this time, as it were. And yeah, Mickie said it's spooky. Do the Wookiee thing again, Mickie.
Honestly, it sounds like a Furby to me.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Bye-bye.
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.